Hello everyone, so today I'm gonna edit some night photos from the X-T3 camera and using the latest software I downloaded, Capture One. As you have seen the previous video, I used that the first time and this is the second time I'm using. So today I'm gonna test out whether Capture One will improve the photos better than the one that in the Lightroom. We know that I am going to grab the same theme, the same locations, and this is the one that from the Lightroom, and you can see that it's ISO 5000, and then this is the Lightroom rendering on the skin that there might be some warmy artifact. So let's see if it's sharper. We can get the answer. So first thing I'm gonna do is you can see that I have some choices in here. So let's do so I'm going down the list. So the classic chrome is pretty good. I'm gonna set the base as the classic chrome and increase the exposure a little bit, increase the contrast, brightness. Second thing I'm gonna do is the sharpening. I'm gonna change the threshold to, you can see the difference of the threshold. So I'm gonna change to 0. Just let me double check the eyes, and then luminance. So let me check the difference between these two settings. You can see that after applying these two settings for the sharpening and noise reduction, if you have much bigger difference of the sharpness, and because the luminance, we can check. If you just like brighter, if you go down to 0, but we can set it less noise. You can see the noise here. If we increase the luminance a lot, if you reduce the noise, but if you reduce the sharpness also. So it has to have a balance when you're shooting at night. If you're changing this luminance setting, for now I'm setting it to about 0 to 10, and then let me go out a little bit more. Yeah, so you can see the difference between these two right out of the back. And then I'm gonna update some patching. Let me see. I'm gonna patch a little bit. So if you create a layer in here, okay, so I'm gonna add a empty adjustment layer, update the size of that brush, just a little bit of the smoothing, and then okay, so I'm gonna update the clarity a little bit of smoothing. Okay, so and then adjust the background again. Let me go out to the higher highlight safe. Let me do exposure contrast a little bit more. This brightness, and then update the dynamic range. You can see the highlight, the Pokeball in the back is updating when you're doing the minus highlight save. Shadow, if you increase the shadow, if you have more clear on the back, or you can increase the black if you just want some more detail on the shadow area that is black. So, and then let me double check. I'm gonna do a cropping 4:5 crop. We have this crop 4:5 set up yesterday, and then slightly down a little bit. Okay, so after the crop, let me see if there's one small thing that I need to patch here. I'm gonna undo that. It's not very obvious right there, so I'm gonna just leave it and then do a adjustment layer instead. So I'm gonna just do a adjustment layer from the shadow area, and we can do the opacity, and then the brush. I'm gonna smooth this one also. And then opacity, update that. Okay, yeah, so this one was ISO 5000 and then 1/125 seconds. And then let me go back to the background, just do the update before and after. So let's say before like this. Yep, so it's brighter. Right now it seems a little bit too bright. And reduce that. So once it's set, I can do a copy or do an adjustment, sharpening layer, exposure. So frame curve, I just double check that it's not updating the composition. I don't want the crop that got updated. So copy, and then adjustment, apply. So there's a flare right here, that's fine, we can just patch it. Oh, let me see if it's because of the adjustment layer. Yeah, so I wonder why the adjustment layer got copied also. So I just disable that. I thought it's a flare, but the one that we can update is on the table. We can update the healing. Okay, and then I'm gonna add more lights in the front. So adjustment layer, this time I'm gonna do a bigger brush so that it's faster. Just do a brightness overall in here, so just adjust more light in the front here. Okay, so and then do exposure a little bit, contrast. I'm going to highlight save for this one, and if you want to reduce the, and then I'm gonna update the background. And then do a crop, 4:5 crop like this. Okay, so let's do another one with the street. So this one has more sufficient light also. I'm gonna smooth out the let me update the noise reduction also, so the luminance, I can reduce that, and then sharpening threshold. So what happens if I increase the amount of sharpening? You can see the difference immediately change. So this is before and after. And the noise level also, it was sharpened also, because the threshold, if you don't want that, you can see that this area changed a lot by the amount of the sharpening, but because the pixel was sharpened, the noise also got sharpened also. So there's a trade-off and balance, so you just need to try it out to see which one is better for that. So let me reduce the luminance to 5, and then once I finish this one, okay, so let me do a mask also. This time I'm gonna try the mask adjustment layer, brush, use a big one, and then I'm gonna do a eraser after I did that. So let me do this. And then I choose the eraser. Okay, so once I finish this one, and then I can update just the clarity a little bit. Slightly smooth this also. Okay, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is just do some update of the contrast. Let me go to the, and we can adjust the exposure and brightness. I think the brightness right now is good. You can see the difference here. I can do the color editor also. I have this one here. Let me see the yellow. Reduce the yellow. You can see that the yellow has a difference in the background, so it looks cleaner here also. And there's some saturation of the blue. I can reduce it a little bit, and then do a edit 4:5 crop. So that's good, and then we can enter. Let me reduce some of the green also. Okay, so yeah, so this one is similar to the one that next one. So what I'm going to do is just copy and then paste it to the next one. Let me check if the layer got copied. The layer also got copied, so I'm just gonna do a quick patch right here. And then double check the threshold and the luminance, so it's sharp also. So just check the before and after. Yeah, you can see the difference between the sharpness also, even though it has some noise, because this one was ISO 4000 also. So, and then next one, if I do the same thing, apply without adjustment layer, and then this one can adjust a little bit more exposure from the background, contrast. I'm gonna do slightly less highlight safe in this, and then do a editing right here. So that's the before and after. So let me zoom in a little bit more. So that's the before the apply, and then after. So it's much sharper on the capture one after apply the sharpening setting, but at the same time you have to be aware of the noises in the back. So this is the second time I'm editing this one. As I mentioned before, I have the same set of images that got edited here, but it has a different, because the rendering algorithm is different. You can see that when we are zooming, we can do a short comparison here. So this is the pixel that render from the Lightroom raw file. You can see the warmy artifact right here, but let's go into the same picture. So it's a different one, so you can see very close when the noise is at. It's some of them are warmy, but some of them are like direct vertical also, so it's hard to see. But overall, let's see if it's let me see. Yeah, the sharpness for the capture ones is a little bit sharper, and the colors are good also. So I think that's why I think Fujifilm they collaborate with the capture one to talk about the algorithm to update the raw files. So before, so I think they know more about the algorithm than the Lightroom people, like the Adobe people. But anyway, so this is just a test between these two, and then I just want to test it out. What was the effect after I apply the changes? You can see that the changes, so if it's on the eyes right here, this one, so that's a before and then after, before and after. So thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more video coming up. Bye.